And we are live. Hey, welcome to another session of Building the Bull. This session is brought to you by the Skylabs and Vetter ecosystem. My name is Ryan, and I'm so glad to be your host today. Now, in the last year, over 16,000 crypto projects launched. How would you like to get paid to share quality crypto pre-sales on our CrowdX Calendar? That's exactly what these sessions are about. And what we cover in these sessions is literally empowering our community to have the skill sets and knowledge to find projects that have potential and add them to our CrowdX calendar. Now, we utilize crowdsourcing, and that's where we work together to share ideas and insights and even red flags on certain projects that can support each other in making educated decisions for our community. Now, over the last 6 months, we've recorded over around 100 plus live sessions just like this, where we support the community in navigating the CrowdX calendar, working together to find great projects that have potential. At the same time, we've paid out over thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of crypto in that process. Just last week alone, we paid out over 15.5 BNB to our scouts through something called our Hot Streak reward system. So if you're watching this and you're brand new, you don't know what Vetter's all about, you don't know why we're excited and why our scouts are making the kind of money that they're making, go ahead and visit vetter.ai. That's vetter.ai. There you can learn about this ecosystem, the CrowdX calendar, and how all of this works together. So hopefully you are having a fantastic day. Hey, Daryl's with us in the house. As you're hopping on board, go ahead and drop a hi, hello. Let everybody know where you're watching from. Hopefully it's not too cold where you are. For me personally, here I'm in Oklahoma, and the weather is 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not too chilly. But I know we're starting to get to those cold winter months now. Over the last handful of weeks, we've been covering different ideas and different concepts to support us in the mental game. Okay, the mental game. We got Roman in the house with us. Welcome, brother. Hope you're having a fantastic day. But the mental game and mental side of, and of course, Carl's here. Carl, how's it going, brother? Mental game, mental side of really success. You know, you may have heard the term that, you know, the head game, the mindset makes up for, 80%, 90% of some of the things that we do. It's so true. It's really less about the strategy or the tactics, and it comes down to the mindset. And so, we've been going back to the basics the last handful of weeks and just sharing some insights and ideas and concepts as it relates directly to the mindset and head game. And we've been getting some great feedback, and I've been enjoying sharing some stuff as well. So we're going to continue like we have, and today we're going to go over the sixth decision. Okay, we've been going over the 7 decisions that determine personal success. This is directly from the book The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. Okay, and today we're on the 6th decision for success. Mengpeng says winter is coming for real in Norway. Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm sure that the winters there are much different, much different than the mild winters that we experience here in the Midwest. I know that's for sure. So we're going to read the 6th decision for success. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. Far too long, every ounce of forgiveness I owned was locked away, hidden from view, waiting for me to bestow its precious presence upon some worthy person. Alas, I found most people to be singularly unworthy of my valuable forgiveness, and since they never asked for any, I kept it all for myself. Now, the forgiveness that I hoarded has sprouted inside my heart like a crippled seed yielding bitter fruit. No more. At this moment, my life has taken on new hope and assurance. Of all the world's population, I am one of the few possessors of the secret to dissipating anger and resentment. I now understand that forgiveness has value only when it's given away. By the simple act of granting forgiveness, I release the demons of the past, which I can do nothing. Let me rephrase that. I release the demons of the past about which I can do nothing, and I created myself a new heart, a new beginning. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive even those who do not ask for forgiveness. Many are the times when I've seethed in anger at a word or deed thrown into my life by an unthinking or uncaring person. I've wasted valuable hours imagining revenge or confrontation. Now I see the truth revealed about the psychological rock inside my shoe. The rage I nurture is often one-sided, for my offender seldom gives thought to his offense. I will now and forevermore silently offer my forgiveness, even to those who do not see that they need it. By the act of forgiving, I am no longer consumed by unproductive thoughts. I give up my bitterness. I am content in my soul and effective again with my fellow man. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive those who criticize me unjustly. Knowing that slavery in any form is wrong, I also know that the person who lives a life according to the opinion of others is a slave. I'm not a slave. I have chosen my counsel. I know the difference between right and wrong. I know what is best for the future of my family, and neither misguided opinion nor unjust criticism will alter my course. Those who are critical of my goals and dreams simply do not understand the higher purpose to which I've been called. Therefore, their scorn does not affect my attitude or action. I forgive their lack of vision, and I forge ahead. I now know that criticism is part of the price paid for leaping past mediocrity. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive myself. For many years, my greatest enemy has been myself. Every mistake, every miscalculation, every stumble I made has been replayed again and again in my mind. Every broken promise, every day wasted, every goal not reached has compounded the disgust I feel for the lack of achievement in my life. My dismay has developed a paralyzing grip. When I disappoint myself, I respond with inaction, and I become more disappointed. I realize today that it is impossible to fight an enemy living in my head. By forgiving myself, I erase the doubts, fears, and frustration that have kept my past in the present. From this day forward, my history will cease to control my destiny. I have forgiven myself. My life has just begun. I will forgive even those who do not ask for forgiveness. I will forgive those who criticize me unjustly. I will forgive myself. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. So that right there was the sixth out of 7 decisions from, again, the book The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. If that resonated with you, if that hit home, go ahead and type in the chat. If you have the ability to type it all, but the decision is, I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. Or if you just want to type one word, you could just type in forgiveness. I know that has made a huge impact in my own life. I realized that when I was younger, I was carrying a lot of things with me. It was almost like my hands were bound to the baggage of all those feelings and negativity. And don't think for one second that it doesn't impact you. It definitely impacts you. We talked about it earlier in the week about your RAS, reticular activating system. We talked about your ego. We talked about law of attraction. But the very vibration of negative feelings around people or injustices or things that have maybe hurt you or even personal regret, all of that can be heavy. And all of that influences how you see the world. It has a dramatic impact on us. And so, it's these nuggets. The whole purpose for me sharing these nuggets, some of these things have made a dramatic impact in my life, and I wanted to share these with you. Carl says makes me want to cry. Carl, I don't like the fact that you feel sad and down. I do love the fact that you're in tune with your emotions, brother, and that's a big deal. And maybe something hit a chord, and maybe something resonated with you. And so, when the session's done, I'll definitely post this in Discord like I always do, and just reread through it again, and maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something there that could support you in, letting something go. Maybe forgiving yourself, forgiving others. But I'm happy to hear that it resonated with you, brother, and the fact that you can feel that is super important, super important. So kudos to you, my friend. Kudos to you. Yeah, so if you're brand new, tuning in, you're maybe thinking, what in the world is this guy talking about? He's literally reading a book, and people are talking about their feelings, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And, whoops, didn't mean to do that. And this is important stuff. If you've ever wondered why maybe you haven't gotten the results that you want to get in certain areas of your life, it could be because you got some baggage, some other areas of your life. And, maybe you've been hurt, or maybe been jaded, or maybe you're frustrated, or whatever. And, these things play a huge role. It has a massive, massive impact on your life. Earlier this week, last session, we talked about math, Excel spreadsheets, common sense, logic over emotion. We talked about the head game. We also talked about, like I said earlier, RAS, law of attraction, and ego. So today, we're going to briefly talk about patience. Patience. And I recently saw another way to look at this. One of my other friends had shared this before. Patience. Patience. Okay, so these are qualities of success. We've been going over these characteristics, qualities of success after successful Forex traders, successful people in life, and these are things that you can implement in your life right away. They're universal, meaning they can work in all areas of your life. And one of the things is patience. Patience. Not worrying and getting distracted by, I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have taken action years ago, and then you try to just rush it today. No, you just get to understand that it takes time to build something up. Okay, as a scout, it takes time to learn what your strategy is. It takes time to learn where to find great projects. It takes time to learn to figure out what metrics are great. It takes time, okay, and patience. Okay, patience means you get paid to wait. Okay, you get paid to wait. Okay, if there's a scout who just jumps in there and starts posting everything and anything and everything, they're going to get a result. Okay, if there's a scout who's brand new and they're taking their time and they're doing their due diligence, they're doing a volume of launches, they're perfecting their craft, yeah, that takes time, patience. But guess what? The time that you wait, the time that you invest in yourself will pay you tenfold when you get in the game, when you're ready to go. The person who just jumps in and just goes willy-nilly and does whatever they want, they may wake up one day and be like, wow, this isn't fun, this isn't cool, and they may get out, they may leave, they may say, hey, this is not worth it. But a little bit of patience goes a long way, can make a significant difference. Yeah, patience. And during that patience, this is what you're going to be learning. Okay, we've talked about this before. You're going to be learning this idea of knowing what you're trading. Knowing what you're trading. Okay, so as a scout, scouts post projects to our CrowdX Calendar. I'll show you that here in a moment. And again, you may be looking at this like, I just want to get down to the, let's get down to the calendar. Let's talk about projects. Hey, listen, the mindset is super important. Super important. Okay? If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. If you're going to do it right, you got to have the right head game. Got to have the right knowledge, the right mindset. Okay? So, volume of launches. This is something that you realize over a period of time. Okay? Now, you can post projects to the platform unranked, and it doesn't impact your rank, or you can post them ranked. It's up to you. Okay? There's no shame in either one. Okay? But it's worth having a plan. It's worth having an idea, a model. Okay? So, for example, if you post a gaming project today and a meme project tomorrow and a rewards project 2 days after that, and then a project you found on Reddit, and then a project you found by your friend, and then a project you did this, how do you know what your jam is? Okay? Right away, you don't know. You may get some ideas. You may say, hey, you posted 5 projects and 4 of them tanked, 1 was good. And you may think, wow, the one that was good that's my bread and butter. That's my skill set. I must be good at finding gaming projects. Not necessarily. Post some more gaming projects. See what the result is. Okay, post some projects. We talked about this. Post some projects from the same pool. Let's see here. Let's say you get projects out of this pool right here, and the projects you get out of that pool are drastically different than the projects you get out of that pool. You get to know what you're trading. Okay, welcome Phyllis. Welcome Deborah. Okay, you get to know what you're trading here. And you learn that through a volume of launches by keeping track. Okay, maybe you found this project based off of certain influencers. And it's a gaming project off of certain influencers. You realize over time, every time you fish for gaming projects in this pool, you find profitable projects. But every time you fish in this pool for certain types of projects, maybe they're gaming projects. Let's say it's all gaming. This time, let's say it's 70% success rate. This time is 20% success rate. This time is 10% success rate. I would suggest stop fishing in these pools. That's what you would learn through your volume of launches. You realize that maybe the quality isn't that good here. Okay, but the quality is great over here. Okay? So I would say that to start off, find a niche that you want to practice in. Okay, there's some scouts, like I said, who post meme projects exclusively. They're all about the memes. Some scouts, like PSC100X, she posts utility type projects. She's all about the utility. Okay, some scouts are all about gaming projects. Okay, some scouts, they do have like a medley, and they have a little bit of everything. But perhaps their source is their bread and butter, where they're getting that information, where they're finding those projects. Okay? But you as a scout, you get to know what it is you're trading. Okay? You get to know what it is that you're posting. Okay? You know your game. You know through your volume of launches that if you find 10 projects out of here, 7 out of 10 are going to be winners. Okay? That's your edge. Okay, which leads us directly to the next point here. When you do this, you develop something called KSP, knowledge of system performance. You understand what's going on. You understand even the timing. You understand how often your sources post projects. You understand how often those sources are profitable. You understand that whenever you tie certain audits with full-on doxing, with specific KYC requirements, with certain website designs, with certain size Telegram and socials, you realize that that's your recipe for success. That's your KSP, knowledge of system performance. You understand that that's the system that you're trading. You understand the system. You know how it works, and you can rely on that. And you can execute. And that's how you know you can consistently find projects that are potentially profitable 70% of the time, or 50% of the time, or 60% of the time, 90% of the time. Okay? That's your claim to fame. You figured it out. Why? You took a little bit of patience to document some things, to do a little bit of research. You recognized what some patterns were. You figured it out. Okay? That's how you develop your KSP. Okay, next is risk and risk aversion. Okay? I think we all can agree. Everybody type in chat. Crypto is risky. Okay? On that note, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm simply giving you ideas and mindset on scouting projects that could be profitable in 24-hour time frame, 7-day time frame, and 30-day time frame, and overall. Supporting you and coming up with a system and a plan on how to manage, locate, and look for these types of projects. Let's talk about risk. Crypto is incredibly risky. Incredibly risky. Okay? As a scout, you're looking for projects, and obviously you're not going to intentionally post a project that's a scam. Of course you wouldn't do that intentionally. So your checks and balances, first of all, eliminate the likelihood that a project's going to be a scam. Now, once it moves into that next category, it's not a scam. Now your checks and balances, way detailed stuff, is going to determine the longevity of the project. However, that 24-hour window, that 7-day window, wild, wild west. There's no clue. Okay, there's no clue what's going to work, what's not going to work. Okay, there's projects that we see all the time that's like, hey, what in the world, this is a joke, and it has gains. There's projects sometimes that look like this is a winner, and it tanks. Okay? That first window of time, there's zero control. So risk and risk aversion. There's always a level of risk. There's nothing guaranteed in this space. Okay? Always a level of risk. You're simply stacking probabilities. Okay? Even a slot machine. Okay? When someone gambles, I think it's more likely you might have better odds gambling at a slot machine than in the crypto space, because there's a lot more variables here in the crypto space. I mean, there's devs can do some things, team can do some things. Hey, Rainier, how are you, brother? Communities can do some things, contract can do some things. There's just all kinds of stuff that can happen. Okay, so it can be incredibly, incredibly risky. Okay, zero control. Okay, what is really, really, really risky is just loading up Presale, for example. What's really risky would be, hey Ricky, how's it going? What's really risky is loading up Presale and just grabbing this first presale and adding it to the platform. Okay? Just grabbing this one right here and taking all the details here and adding it to the CrowdX platform. Yeah, of course, you may get paid, but are you looking to just post some projects and make a little bit of crypto? Or are you looking to actually make a difference in the ecosystem? Post great projects that have long-term potential for the value of the ecosystem. And in turn, your rank goes up. And in turn, you get paid more crypto. And in turn, you get hot streak rewards. And you make even more money by posting good stuff. Okay, slot machine is literally you saying, you know what? Here's a new project. Let me grab it. Let me post it to the calendar. You didn't do any research. Didn't do your due diligence. Didn't look at your own checklist. Didn't do any of that stuff. Okay? That would be really, 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 really risky. Okay, even when they stack the probabilities in your favor, it's still risky. But this would be extreme, extreme risk. Okay, now some people, as a scout, okay, your badge of honor as a scout is understanding this is a game of risk and reward. Okay, and don't be afraid to take a risk. It's okay to take a risk. That's part of the game. It's part of the game. And when you realize that if you happen to post a project that's not profitable, it has nothing, no indication that it has any reflection on you. It has nothing to do with you or your ability or your skill set. It's part of your game. It's part of your KSP. You know that 70% of the time you're going to find winning projects, 30% of the time you're not. And those 3 out of 10, they may be losers, and that's okay. Okay, don't be afraid of stepping up. Don't be afraid, okay, to step out on the skinny branches. Why? Because there's a lot of bonuses out on the skinny branches of life. Okay, not just for scouting, but that's where the good stuff is. Most people are afraid. Most people would stand back on the sidelines and say, you know what, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to take a chance. I don't want to give it a go. They're too afraid. They're too insecure. There's some people in our community that they hit a certain rank and they never scouted again because they were afraid. They were afraid of losing their rank. Their rank meant more to them then learning, growing, understanding their KSP, realizing that there's money on the table for anybody who's willing to step up and take a shot. Okay, that goes back to ego. That's that idea of ego, wanting to protect themselves. Hey, Ralph, that idea of ego. They don't want to look silly. They don't want to look embarrassed. We talked about this earlier in the week. Ego. They don't want to look silly. They want to look embarrassed. And therefore, they would rather sit on the sidelines, watch everybody else play the game, because they believe that their rank is so much more important than their identity. And they couldn't possibly post a project that doesn't do good. It would hurt them. Okay? It would hurt them. Okay? Rainier asks, hey Ryan, one message to all the scouts. If you can read the audit, add it to the description. If you can or not. It says a lot if you can. Yeah, so, whenever you find an audit, you could drop an audit link. And we'll go over the platform here in a minute. We'll go over the CrowdX platform here in a minute. But yeah, if you find the audit, that just makes, as a scout, that just gives you more tools to support the platform. Okay, you're collecting all this data, and so if you can link the audit there in the scouting report, that makes a big difference for other people who are going to come along and look at your scouting report. And when you do a great job like that, you're also able to get tips. And when the community sees that you're willing to go above and beyond and provide great information, exceptional value in your posts and projects, that goes a long way, and it can support you in building your brand, your reputation. See, that's the thing. Here's another thing to think about. All of our upcoming scouts and even our current scouts now. When you get really good at scouting and you know your niche, you have the ability to literally brand yourself as the meme expert. Okay? I talk about Radical all the time. Radical posts a lot of meme projects, and he had a really good success rate. I call them the king of memes. Okay? Other people post gaming projects. But when you specialize in that niche, and you start building a reputation, you have a platform. You have a reputation. And as the ecosystem continues to expand and grow, you literally have the potential to be that source for those types of projects. The source for, hey, I want to get some eyes on this utility-based project. Phyllis, could you take a look at this? Or, hey, I want to take a look at this gaming project here. Metalluride, could you take a look at this? I'm looking at this meme token, Radical. Could you take a look at this real quick? That's the ecosystem that we're building here, and the collaborative effort that literally there's going to be experts in the field at these different niches, even on different networks. It could be network type experts. People who know what to look for on Ethereum-based projects and things like that. So much potential here in the space and here in our community. Okay, last but not least. Okay, understand true risk and reward. Understand true risk and reward. There's always a risk, okay, when we're in the crypto space, like I said a minute ago. There's no telling. You're stacking probabilities in your favor. And, of course, you're risking your rank, okay? You're risking your rank. Okay, it's all good. It's not the end of the world, okay? Your identity is not tied up in your rank. It's okay. You may find a winner. You may find a loser. It's okay, okay? But the reward is, again, you getting better, you get learning, you understanding and growing, but also getting paid. As your rank increases, you get paid more better to post projects. As you get better at that, you'll start developing hot streaks, which pay even more. We pay out BNB, and we use BNB as a buyback for Vetter, so the whole community wins. Okay? So literally, yes, there is a risk. Okay, but you ought to understand, if you know your KSP, it's not a big deal. If you lose one, you're going to win it eventually. It's going to turn around eventually. There was a scout in our community back in August. He posted a lot of projects, and he was just posting a lot. A lot of them were actually fair launches, and they actually ended up not doing good. And his rank went from purple to green to beige, and then at one point it even dropped to red. Okay, a lot of people would have quit. Okay, a lot of people would have quit, but not him. He showed up, went to work, continued doing, made some shifts, made some adjustments. He's back at purple. Why? One, his rank is not a reflection of his identity or his skill set. He learned from his mistakes. He figured out things that weren't working. He shifted, made adjustments, and went back to work. 2, 3, 4, I don't know what point I'm on. His vision was bigger than his ego. Okay, vision is bigger than his ego. That's huge. Massive. Massive. He wasn't going to let that be the last chapter of his life. He wasn't going to let that be the final story. No. He went to work and stayed consistent, and now he's back at purple. But the beautiful thing about this is the perfect reflection of the tech that's built in to the platform here. Okay? The tech that's built into the platform. It is absolutely amazing the fact that he was a scout that was red a few months ago, and now he's back to purple. It is a very forgiving, fair, and balanced ecosystem. And that even if the project, there's 4 different time frames it gets voted on. Okay? 4 different time frames it gets voted on. And meaning it may have tanked the first 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days, but eventually did well. You're going to get your points, and your rank's going to increase. Okay? So I just share all that as a means of, just realizing that, all this can happen. It's all part of the experience, and don't get too distracted on how things currently are. So the things for this week, like I said, we just covered the 6th decision, the compassion decision. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. We looked over qualities of successful traders, and I call these qualities of successful scouts. Patience. You know what you're trading. You know your system. KSP, knowledge of system performance. Risk aversion, soft machine. There's going to be risk. It's crypto space. But don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to take a chance. Okay? Understand true risk to reward. Yeah, there's risk, but there's also reward. Okay? Massive rewards for those who are willing to step beyond that ego, that little voice that says, I don't know how to do this. I'm not sure. Maybe scared, and things like that. Ricky says, the more you learn, the more you earn. Absolutely. 100% true. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the CrowdX calendar here. And so what I was talking about a minute ago is, as a scout, you actually earn Vetter when you post projects to the calendar. Okay, so whenever you post a project to the calendar, you actually earn Vetter. So when you're brand new, you're going to earn 250 Vetter. And after you posted 5 projects or so, you'll rank up to the rank of beige. And you earn 750 Vetter every time you post a project. Okay? When your projects are profitable in the 24-hour time frame, 7-day time frame, 30-day time frame, and overall, your rank increases. And when you increase from beige to green, you're now earning 1,750 Vetter. And then as a purple, when you go from green to purple, you're earning 2,250 Vetter. It's pretty awesome. Okay, pretty awesome. On top of that, you actually can receive tips. Okay, you can actually receive tips whenever you post a project. Okay, you earn the initial Vetter, and then when a project has a gain, you can post tips. So right here, for example, Metalluride got a 2x on VMate and tipped Lorraine 100x 1,000 Vetter. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's that crowdsourced model, people working together, collectively together. People sharing their success, sharing their insights and knowledge, and then rewarding people for finding projects. Down here, one of the projects that's Metalluride scouted, this user right here, got an 8x on Crypto Legions and tipped Metalluride 30,000 Vetter. Okay? Like Rainier said, if you go above and beyond in your posts and you provide great value, and again, one of the things you get to understand as a scout, value is subjective. Meaning, what could be valuable to me may not be valuable to you. And as a scout, what you're posting, what's valuable to you may not be valuable to the people who follow you. Okay? So it's all about having your own style, your own flow. Don't think that there's just one right way to do this. Okay? It's decentralized. However you want to do it. your style, your brand. Okay, some people do long scouting reports, some people do short. Okay, some people care about all the details and some people care about results. Okay, so when you find your style, when you find your groove, you'll find your tribe, and they will appreciate and appreciate that, and also see that and see how that works. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar here. Now we do have a project we're going to take a look at, and Roman, he brought this project up today. So thank you, Roman, for that. Appreciate it, brother. Now this project is called Brickin'. Okay, and Brickin'. And so the way this works, whenever you find a project that you want to add to the calendar, you type in certain details and it automatically populates it like this. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, when you come in here, you click Add Project, and you can click Ranked or Not. Okay, when it's ranked, you get paid. So remember the 250, 750, 1,750, and then 2,250. When you click that, that's how you get paid. Okay. Type in the project's name, the symbol, the website, Telegram, Discord, Twitter. And then this is stuff that you found in your research. Okay. So for example, your favorite influencer talked about ABC project. Okay, your favorite influencer talked about it. And now you look into it, you like it, you decide you want to post it. So you do a little bit of research to find this information, and you provide the information here. Okay, it's on Binance. What launchpad is it launching from? Okay, what's the category? Is it a gaming project, launchpad, a meme, NFT, rewards, utility, unknown? What's a strategy? Is it a fair launch? Is it IDO? Is it a private seller pre-sale? Okay, and you would know this as you're researching the project, as you're researching the details there. Okay, where did you find it? You'd say, maybe I found it from my friend, or my favorite influencer. Here's your area for pricing details. Here's the launch date. You put in the launch date here. And then comments. Okay, so you can take maybe like a paragraph from the website or from the white paper that basically explains the project. You could explain the project in your own words, what you like about the project, what drew you to the project, what caught your attention. And right here you can share positives. So what is it that you like about the project? And this could be your own personal checklist. You could say, hey, I love the fact that the team is 100% doxed. I love the fact that they have a Certec audit already complete. I love the fact that they've done KYC through XYZ company. I love the fact that the team is doing XYZ. Whatever speaks to you. Okay. I love the fact that the community is so welcoming and helpful and knowledgeable. Whatever your checklist is, you can put all those positives here. Red flags. What are the things that are concerning? Maybe you could say, the team is doxed, but I haven't found any information about the team at all. Maybe you could say, they keep saying they have marketing plans, but I haven't seen the Telegram numbers rise. Maybe the Telegram is very bland, boring, not a lot of activity, not a lot of people in there. Maybe there's a disconnect between the graphics on the website and the social medias, and even language and words are different and things like that. Maybe those are your red flags. And so you'd share that there. And what you're doing is you're sharing all your ideas, your notes, your thoughts, your ups, your downs about the project. And this is not used as financial advice, but rather it allows you to just share everything in like a report here. And so anyone who uses the calendar can see all these notes. Okay, and they can then decide, hey, do I want to take it a step further? Do I want to do more research and things like that? Okay, so as Rainier was saying, right here you could add a note, hey, the contract has been audited. You can find the audit right here. You could add the audit link right here. Okay, you could add the KYC link. You could add whatever information that you feel is valuable and helpful. You could add that in here, and that can support you with collecting basic documenting your thoughts and things, but supports you in building your brand and reputation. Okay, So that's how that works to post a project. I'll go ahead and leave this up in case we have more questions about that. And if you're watching this right now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we can go over some questions as well. Okay. So once you enter all the information from over here, it's going to publish your project. Okay, and all the boxes we just talked about, it's all evenly spread out through here. Okay. Project name, symbol, it's ranked, Telegram, there's no Discord, there's no Twitter, there's the website. Okay, here's a network. Okay, utility, it's an IDO. IDO means that you get to hold tokens for that particular launchpad. Okay, you get to hold tokens for that particular launchpad. So let's use it as an example. Presale, for example, you don't have to hold tokens to take part in Presale. Okay, whenever this goes live, you can just contribute. You don't have to hold tokens. But something like Skylabs, you would get to hold Skylabs tokens to participate in the launch there. Okay, positives. Here's where the positives show up. Here's where the red flags show up. Where found, price details, comments, and notes. Okay, that's how that works. All right, so let's just go ahead and let's look through this project as if we're a brand new scout. Not a brand new scout. What I meant to say is let's look through this as if we don't have any details of it at all. Okay, and let's look through it as if we're a scout scouting a project, and let's just ask some questions that we'd be looking for, some things that we'd be interested in as we're looking at this project. Okay. First, let's check out the website. As that's loading, let me just go ahead and load up Telegram. There we go. All right. So Bricken official community, they got a verified check mark there. We got 15,605 members. So it's a pretty large group. Now this is an IDO, and usually with IDOs, they do have quite large Telegram groups. Okay, so let me see if the website came up. Okay, it's slowly coming up. It could be my. Oh, here we go. All right, so right off the bat, looks like a quality website. Quality meaning, well, initially my thoughts are there's great color schemes, everything works together and functions and flows well. I'm kind of curious right here. This could be my own internet right now. That's had some internet issues earlier this week, so I don't know if that's for me. But if you're able to look, tell me if these icons pop up for you or not. If you're able to look right now, just let me know in the chat if these icons pop up for you. I know it's still loading for me. Tokenize, raise funds, and manage. Tokenization preparation. Get ready for your tokenization with the Bricken Experts ecosystem. Legal experts, financial experts, publishers, marketing experts, and tokenization advisors. Create and deploy your token within few clicks. Create and deploy your token within a few clicks and launch your first token offering to attract new investors, investors personas, and reduce your investment cycle duration. KYC AML management. Token store. Token store builder to create a token sells DApp in minutes. Token management and automation. Get all the tools and integrations you need for investor relationship management and corporate action automation. Each feature is powerful alone, but the real magic happens when you use them together. Here's a white paper. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. Okay, so we are in Q4. Okay, this showing us there. So Alpha DApp tokenizations, Alpha Expert listing, Ambassador program launch, Q3, 2023 Q1, cross-chain expansion, token store builder, governance and DAO management. Okay, so they even map out to 2024 there. Okay, here's the Brickaneers. Now here's something that's cool. I like whenever projects have a little bit of tribalism. So they call themselves the Brickaneers. I don't know if the whole tribe is Brickaneer or if that's just the team, but I do appreciate a little bit of tribalness, something to feel like they belong to something. Here's a team. Okay, and this goes to their own LinkedIn's. You can see there at the bottom it goes to the LinkedIn. So there's Edwin, Yasir, Brahm. So they have all their team members here. And here's all the articles and things they've, social proof. Here's some partners. Yeah, so it looks like a professional website. Looks like that it was, professionally designed. Again, I don't know if this is on my end. It could be on their end, but just those icons aren't popping up. But I do like the vibe and feel of the website. So let's go ahead and take a look at the white paper. Like the site feels good. Yeah, in the research phase, maybe you're looking for a fully doxed team. As a scout, that's one of your criteria. You're looking for a fully doxed team, and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm only gonna, look at projects where the team is 100% doxed. Well, here we go. We got name, and we got social. Now, I know they've been building this for a while, so I would like to think there's a lot of AMAs. There's probably a lot of videos. They should probably have their own YouTube channel. We'll see. We'll get to the bottom of that in a minute. Let me reject this just real quick. I wonder if one of these is YouTube. One is YouTube. There we go. Okay, so I figured they had their own YouTube channel. They got 658 subscribers. Wow, that's a really big view count. Okay, so maybe this is an ad or something that they're running. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ad, or take a look at it and see if it's okay. So it's listed. So we got 2 comments here, but we got 160,000 views. I mean, that is a massive, massive amount of views. So the views don't appear to be coming from YouTube because like the comments don't match and the likes don't match. So maybe this is on their website somewhere. Let's see. What was the video called? Bringing companies on chain through tokenization. Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I wonder if it's embedded on the IDO website, the Launchpad website. We'll get to dig in and see, because that's a lot of views for hardly any comments and likes. Like it doesn't match up. So I'd be curious where they have that. But it looks like a pretty cool video. I mean, they got some like stock footage. So I mean, this is not, there was energy put into this, okay, and more so than just some cheap graphics and things like that. There's some intentionality behind it. Let's see if what else we have on their channel here. Some videos. Okay, so they did an AMA with Raven Territory. Token utility presentation, so they're explaining the utility. Here's a live event. So they did an event in like live in person somewhere. That's pretty cool to see. Okay, advisor and CEO They have an interview there. Here's another interview. So lots of great information. Okay, so as a scout, this could support you. So this is what is this? Synopsis 5. This is where Vetter was featured. Robin spoke on this event a few months back. So we have that event. We have that event on our channel. So that's pretty cool to see. So tons of information here on their website, and they've been at it for a while. It looks like. I mean, this video is 2 years old. Okay, the video is 2 years old. A year ago, 11 months ago, 8 months ago, 2 days ago. So yeah, good to see that a lot of views. I'm sorry, a lot of videos. Not a lot of views, but there are a lot of videos, which is nice to see. All right, let's check out the Telegram group. Should be a lot of pinned messages. 55 pinned messages. Okay, launching on Communitas. Decentralized crowdsourcing ecosystem for Web3 projects. That's one of the launch pads they're launching off of. Staking details announced right here. So WeCap. I just made up a new word. WeCap. The week 45 recap. We got staking details. Public rounds are announced. They're going to be attending the AIBC Summit in Malta this week. Community sprint concluded. Okay. Roman said that they were originally slated to launch in November. So just, last week, maybe a little over a week ago. But the community voted to delay considering market conditions. Okay. We don't have a ton of engagement on these posts, but there's a little bit. There's a little bit of engagement. I'm sure that Telegram's relatively old. September 14th, 2001. Let's see. Wow. So, yeah, over a year ago was one of the first pinned messages. Was over a year ago, which is I mean, they're definitely in it for the long run. It looks like. Okay, and so the thoughts that I'm having as I'm looking at this, if a team is something that your checklist revolves around, here we've seen the team, here we've seen they've been up and running for a long period of time. We've seen lots of AMAs, different interviews and things like that, so they're definitely front and center. So if that is part of your checklist, these are the things that you'd be looking for. Okay, and these are the things that you could also report on. And share those different things. And like Roman said, if you're scouting this project, you would want it to share. If you just found this project, you'd want to share that they were originally going to launch on November 5th, but they've pushed it back. Okay, they've pushed it back. And so you would share that in your notes, in your details. So when we go back over here, you would share that here. Maybe other notes, or maybe on your comments. Maybe that's a positive for you. Maybe you feel like the market conditions aren't that great, so you're thinking, the team and community decided to postpone the launch, and maybe you just share that right there. Okay, let's go back to Telegram here. Yeah, so I mean, super old group, and there's not, like I said, there's 15,000 members, which is a lot, but let's see if we got any bots or anything like that, any crazy bots. Okay, so there is a bit of botted activity. in November of last year and September of last year. So there's a lot of random stuff that happened in the beginning days. It looked like, man, September 12th was a busy day of bot activity. Okay, that's just worth mentioning. You know, if we look back over at our scale, like we always have our scale of pros and cons. Right now we're piling some stuff up on the pro side, and you could just make a mention. Let me pull this up here. So you could just make a mention. So we got some stuff over here. So we got like clean website. Looks to be like a docs team. We got established Telegram group. Plenty of AMAs, interviews, things like that. Now we got a situation. Whoops. Now you have a situation where, it could be some a botted telegram. Not 100%, but like there's a lot of bots in here. A lot of it came from the early days, so maybe when they first started creating their project, they either got bot attacked or they brought on bots to pump the numbers a bit. But there is a lot of stuff that happened in September and November of last year. I mean, this is all one day so far. The last 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's a lot of activity for bogus people. It just keeps going. Okay, finally stops on the 5th. So shortly after they created the Telegram group, there's a little bit of bot activity, but that's way different. Okay, now if the website was garbage, team was invisible, no information can be found, no AMAs, none of that stuff, this obviously means a lot more. But right now, as I'm looking at this as a scout, it's like, hey, there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff that I see about this project. And this is just kind of something to worth noting. Okay. I'd be curious to see, how much the Telegram group has grown over the months. I'd be curious about that. But let's just go take a look at see what the communication is like here. So let me join the group, see what happens here. Okay. Well, I don't speak this language. Maybe I'm supposed to say I'm not a bot. All right. I made it. I was almost kicked. So it doesn't look like there's much communication happening in the last 12 hours or so. So maybe this is a more international group, because there was a lot of communication early this morning. That was last night. Yeah. So that's something I would note. Looks like hasn't been much communication in the last handful of hours. Let's see if we can find anything about the vote. Let's see if I was looking for, maybe they had a vote somewhere. I was seeing if there was a recent vote. I don't necessarily see it. I was going to try to get a feel for how people felt about it. If they were excited about it or if they were, not excited about it. That's something that you'd want to note. All right, let's take a look at AMAs. I know we already saw some, but let's see. Ravens territory. Yeah, that's what we saw on YouTube there. So that happened last week. A little bit of engagement there. All right, so let's go and let's see if we can find. I saw an announcement. I thought about. Oh, right here. Let's see if we can find this website. Communitas. I was going to see if this was the Launchpad. I was going to see what we could see about the Launchpad here. Okay, so Communitas Polygon Matic Crypto Launchpad. Okay, and let's see if we can find Launchpad. And oh, interesting. Bricken. B-R-I-C Brick. Oh, B-R-I-C-K-K in Bricken. I mean, right now it says there's no projects currently available. That's okay though. I was hoping that we could just see the project here. Oh, upcoming. Hey, there we go. That's better. Okay, so that was active, ended, vesting, and upcoming. So I don't want to connect my wallet, but yep. So this is one of the launch pads that they're going to be launching from. So you would share that information. Okay, I'll read this so we can get a feel. Bricken is a decentralized protocol whose objective is to bring companies capital on-chain through the tokenization process and provide them with a token management solution. Companies on the blockchain have the ability to manage their equity in a more efficient way, and in addition, issue security token offerings, equity, debt, profit sharing, as a crowdfunding mechanism for their own capital, or for any assets they have or want to acquire without the need for intermediaries. Okay. Ralph says it'd be nice if there was a fully doxed, partially doxed, not doxed selection for CrowdX. Yeah, that is a possibility. The one thing that comes up is we get to have really clear guidelines on those different categories. And it's a great idea, Ralph. So, for example, we get to have really clear categories on fully doxed. What does that mean? Name, pictures, bio, socials, AMAs, videos. And so if it meets all those five, are they fully doxed? If it doesn't meet all those five and it just meets like one of those, are they partially doxed? And if it's none of that, no doxed. And then it would just come down to the scout to follow that criteria and stand as source and hold the standard for that. But I think that's I think it's a reasonable idea, and definitely worth having a discussion around and bringing up to further build out. Because the beautiful part about it is there's so much data we're collecting, and to have that data point would be valuable. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Ralph. So one of the things with this project, I could see right away that the revenue built in it's a service-based project. So when these projects are doing what they're doing, it takes me a little bit of time and lots of videos to understand how some of these projects work and what they're actually doing. But my really basic understanding, the built-in revenue is right there because they're servicing these other projects and teams through, whatever I said over here, whatever I said over here. So tokenization process, token management solution. And so that would be their built-in revenue. Now I wonder if there's on the website, Was there staking? Let's go back and look. There are staking details, that's right. So let's see what it said on Twitter about the staking details. So, maybe maybe that's part of their model. Maybe that's part of their model there. Let's see. That, maybe they're going to share some of the revenue. Oh yeah, they're saying a no-go for that, but it does continue to build the ecosystem, though. The revenue that comes in does continue to build the ecosystem, so it can keep it up and running. One of the things when projects don't have a way of making money, once their marketing dollars are burnt up, they run out of it, and no more money comes in. I mean, when you get new holders, that doesn't necessarily mean you make money. That's one of the things that Robin had observed is after a period of time that the marketing budget's gone because no revenue was being created and no revenue was used to continue to market to bring in new holders. So in this instance, I was curious. They did have staking options. But so I guess I'm curious of, I wonder if that's like the buy and sell tax of the token that's going to the stakers, since they're not doing revenue sharing. All right, so my take on this project, like I said, we'll go back and we'll finish it up like this. There's a handful of things that, if I was a scout looking at this project, I'm over here stacking my probabilities. Okay, stacking probabilities. Like the website, like the team, I like the AMAs, like the activity. Now, I'm a little unsure about the Telegram being botted. I'm a little unsure about the Telegram engagement. Not sure if, maybe there's another network where they're a lot more active. Maybe they're active on Discord. But the information that I have right now, I'm a little unsure about that. Telegram was lots of bots, which is not a deal breaker, but just something to be aware of. And then also, not a lot of activity. There was like hardly any messages in the last 12, 14 hours. And, that's a relatively long time. So kind of curious about that. They do have revenue generation. So that's something that's worth noting. Put this over here. Revenue generation. So I mean they're sustainable. The fact that they've been around in the space for a bit of time, that's worth noting. Putting over here. Okay, so those are some of the things that I'm looking for with this project. One of the things Roman said, he did post this project in Discord here, and there's information about the staking. So we'll pull that up just real quick. So whitelist available very soon. And one of the things that he found impressive about this was there was a newsletter that's going out to the holders and things like that. And let me share what Roman had said as he's looking at the project. Bricken's goal is to tokenize real world assets. I haven't seen anyone send out a weekly newsletter before, and he was impressed. He wanted to share. So thank you, Roman. Appreciate that, brother. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's the staking benefits right there. Let's see here. All right, staking. Staking is only for the holders, staking or WBKN holders. Staking will begin January 1. Holders can stake their tokens for 12, 18, 24 months. The yield is dependent on the staking time. 12 months, 5%, 18 months, 10%, 24 months, 20%, from January 1 to 2023. It's staking period. Nice. Now, one of the things that is something to just as a community for us to kind of know and be mindful of, we always want to get down to the bottom of how are they offering that guaranteed percent? Meaning, are your tokens under your control, or do they have access to those funds? And just given the climate that we're in the crypto space, we already know it's risky, but it goes back to the conversation of custodial versus non-custodial. And when it's non-custodial, it just involves you and the contract. If it's custodial, that means that they can do things with your tokens, and nothing wrong with that. You just have to understand the risks associated with that. Okay, so that's something to always just be mindful of, and as a community, as we grow and evolve and develop, definitely worth talking about, mindful of, and sharing ideas with. So with that, we took a look at Bricken, and again, thank you, Roman, for bringing that up. And Roman, thank you for your contributions in the community, man. You've been rocking and rolling, and really appreciate that, brother. So with that, I feel like there's a handful of quality things about the project. My next steps for me personally would be to listen to some AMAs, get a good feel for what's going on there. But as a scout, there's a lot of boxes checked for me that I'd feel comfortable posting a project like this. There's a lot more positives and negatives on what I found so far, and that's for me. So for you, if you're a scout looking at this, what's missing for you? What do you love? What do you like about the project? What's like, hey, I don't know about this. This is really questionable. Just jot those things down, and that's how you can utilize these questions, these ideas for all of us to get better at finding projects, sharing ideas, and working together to do so. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. And I tell you what, next week we're going to go over the seventh decision. Seventh decision is my absolute favorite, and looking forward to sharing that with you guys next week. But again, I'll drop the details in Discord for the sixth decision today, and look forward to talking next Tuesday, same time, same place. And I'll end like I always do. Life can be short, so for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this community and for us, working together to build out the ecosystem. I will see you in Discord. Bye for now.